Hey guys, Mike with Cardo here to show you the all-new HJC 4X, which we developed in collaboration with HJC to answer the call for a perfect integration into their wide range of comm-ready helmets. Now, in this video, I'm going to go over everything, so stick around. Let's check it out. The HJC 4X is a fully integrated Bluetooth-based communicator for select HJC helmets, which means it makes use of the helmet's existing cavities for its installation, which we'll go over here in a second. Now, as an intercom, this unit has a bike-to-bike range of up to 1.2 kilometers, or about 3/4 of a mile, and a total group size of up to 4 riders. You have the inclusion of Live Intercom, which is Cardo's Bluetooth-based wideband self-healing technology, which is wonderful when used with other Cardo Bluetooth headsets, but it can also very easily be paired and used with Bluetooth intercoms from any other major brand. This kit comes stock with our 40mm Sound by JBL speakers, supports fully wireless over-the-air software updates, includes natural voice operation, which means you can control most things on the headset just by issuing a voice command. You got a 13-hour battery life with fast charge, you got IP65 rating for protection against the elements, and it's all backed by a 2-year warranty. So we'll start by going over what comes in the kit. I'll then show you how to install it onto a couple different helmets, but also how to identify which helmet models it's compatible with. And finally, we'll go over how to set up and how to use the HJC 4X. Let's go. In opening the box, first thing you'll see is the unit itself sitting just right there on top. And then below the blister are all the little bits that we'll use to put it inside the helmet. Check that out in a second. And one of the documents you'll see right away is this Start Here guide. Now this is important, shows you exactly how to get your phone paired up for the first time, and a QR code to go download the Cardo Connect app and activate your unit. Inside the bag, you'll find a set of 40mm Sound by JBL speakers, a hybrid boom microphone used for open face and modular helmets, and a wired button mic for use on full face helmets, a variety of different adhesive-backed Velcro that we'll use for installing the speakers and the microphone, 2 speaker booster pads that can be used to bring the speakers closer to your ears if needed, 4 replacement Allen screws and the Allen wrench itself, a USB-C charging cable, and some cleaning wipes in case you need to clean things up a bit. All right, let's now see how to install this into the helmets. I'm going to be showing you on this RPHA 91 Carbon and this RPHA 72, but remember there's many other models that this unit can integrate with. Any HJC with this uniquely shaped side cover on the left side and this same cover on the rear is also compatible. Start by removing the cover on the left side of the helmet. At the bottom there's a little tab. You can just push that towards the helmet, drop that down, and then around the back, you've got 2 little Allen screws here, so we're going to grab the Allen wrench that came with it and just back these out. And once you've got both of those out, just go ahead and pop that little cover off. And don't worry about the cover on the right side, we're not going to be over there. This helmet's got a neck liner, so we're going to remove that. And both cheek pads. Let's just kind of get them out of the way, free things up a little bit. And then right over the ear on both sides, if your model has this little piece of material, just go ahead and pull that out to expose the speaker cavities. Okay, the helmet's all set, so let's grab the unit, and starting with the rear module, we're going to place that into that cavity in the rear of the helmet, making sure that you slip underneath the little rubber piece in the back. Once you've got it settled in, go ahead and fasten it in by returning those 2 Allen screws. We're done back there. Over to the left side of the helmet, we're going to take the button module and just kind of line these 3 tabs with the helmet itself. Kind of get it nice and flush, and then slide it upwards. You should get a pretty conclusive click, locking it in. Don't worry about any of the wires at this point. We're going to move on to the speakers. So get a hold of the circular Velcros, and we're going to place one in each of those speaker cavities that we exposed earlier. All right, time for the speakers, but before you put them in, be mindful that the one with the shorter wire goes on the right side of the helmet, the one with the longer wire is going to go on the left side. You're going to place those right on top of the Velcro you just put in, and be mindful to have that wire kind of go out towards the rear. Speakers are in, so I'm going to connect this 3.5mm speaker connector, and then I'm left over with this kind of big loop of wire, so I'm just going to run that up and over the headliner so that we can start hiding some of this wire, because when it's all said and done, we're not going to see anything. Moving on now to the inner part of the right side of the helmet, where if you have an open face or a modular helmet like this one, this is where you'll be mounting the hybrid boom microphone. Before you put any of the Velcro in, take the boom mic and just try to get an idea of how and where you're going to route the microphone. Because on different model helmets, that might look slightly different. I can tell on this one, I'm going to have to bring that bracket closer. I'll end up putting it right there and then channeling the boom mic down into that canal and out through the front. So for this, I'm going to be using just one of the 2 rectangular Velcros. Put that into place, and with my routing in mind, we'll stick that on, stay out of the way of the snap, and when we go to put the cheek pad back on, that's going to hold everything in place real nice. One final thing, if you're going to be using the hybrid mic, just make sure this little arrow is facing towards the direction of your mouth. Over to our full face model for a minute. We've got the unit installed, we've got the speakers in and connected to the system. Being that this is a full face, we can reach for the wired button mic. And for this, we just take the circular Velcro spacer, stick that in first, and then take the button mic with the wire coming out towards the bottom and stick that in right on top of it. From there, you can route it into this little channel, keep things nice and clean. Then just take that connector at the end, plug it into the system. Back to the modular, and we just need to hook up this microphone, and we're right there. Let's just get this thing back together. I'm starting on the left side, but that doesn't really matter. You could do whatever you'd like there. The key thing is just getting those wires tucked away to an area where you're not going to feel them. They're totally out of the way. You don't need to worry about following the little predetermined wire routes that are found inside the helmet. They're just not needed. You want to make sure you leave a little slack near the button module when you go to push that in. Final button, and that's it. We're done. At this point, regardless of which compatible helmet you have, once you have everything all buttoned up and put back together, it should look perfect. We shouldn't see any wires hanging out anywhere. Everything should be tucked away, nice and clean, zero discomfort, of course, and you're good to go. All right, now that we have it installed into the helmet, let's have a look at how to use it. The layout of the button module is designed for ease of use, but also solid tactile feedback. It's easy to find the center, and then you just go above that for volume up, below that for volume down. Up front is the audio button, to the rear is the intercom button, and sitting right there in the middle is the media button. Around back, you have a little LED status indicator. And then coming out of the rear module, which you would have seen during the installation, is the USB-C charging port. And you just tuck that away between charges. To turn the unit on, you're going to push the intercom and audio buttons together. And to turn it off, you do the exact same thing, at which point it will read you the battery status.
Battery status, full.
Before going to use this unit for the very first time, you do need to make sure that you activate it, and you do that via the Cardo Connect app. In order to make that happen, you need to have a phone paired directly to the headset itself. Now, you can have up to 2 devices directly paired to the headset, and that could be a phone and another phone, that could be a phone and a GPS. Some may choose to just pair it directly to their TFT on the bike. Whatever it is, you want to make sure that the Cardo is in the correct pairing mode. I'll show you those now. To pair a mobile phone, just press and hold the media button down for about 5 seconds, or until you hear phone pairing.
Phone pairing.
Then just go to your phone's Bluetooth settings, and when you see the HJC 4X show up, go ahead and select it.
Phone connected.
Now, if you wanted to pair with an additional phone or a different device altogether, you start by doing the same thing. Press and hold for 5 seconds.
Phone pairing.
Phone pairing, and now as we tap the media button, we'll enter into different pairing modes.
GPS pairing.
GPS pairing, this is the mode you want to be in for pairing with standalone third-party GPS systems.
Bike pairing.
Bike pairing, if you're going to be pairing directly to the bike, if the bike has that capability. And finally,
second phone pairing.
Second phone pairing, if you're going to be pairing a second mobile phone directly to the headset. Now, if for some reason you find yourself in this mode and you didn't want to be there or you did it by accident, you can cancel the pairing by just pressing and holding the media button for about 5 seconds.
Pairing failed.
We're back to standby. Now that we have our phone paired, activating the unit is super straightforward. Let's just open the Cardo Connect app and we'll wait for it to identify the device.
Activation required. Please use the Cardo Connect app to activate the unit.
All right, there we go. Successfully found it, and right down here at the bottom, activate now. So let's do it.
Unit activated.
Boom, activated. On the next screen, you're going to see an option to name your unit. It's always a good idea to do that. And then we'll see an option to select your language. And then on the next screen, if there's a software update available, we'll be asked if we'd like to do it. It's always a good idea to run it, make sure that the unit stays current and up to date. Let's see what's going on. Nope, we're all set to go. And then for the first time, we see the home page. All right, let's have a look at some of the main functionality. You can adjust the volume of the system by tapping the volume up and volume down buttons, or you can do so by using the voice commands. Hey Cardo, volume up. Hey Cardo, volume down. The system has a mute audio capability, which can be pretty useful in a variety of different scenarios. Now this one's voice command only. Hey Cardo, mute audio.
Mute audio.
And what that does is it pushes all inbound audio to the background and completely deactivates the microphone. You can get out of that by tapping the volume up button once or using the voice command. Hey Cardo, unmute audio.
Unmute audio.
Perfect. Now there's also a way to just mute the microphone itself, which is nice when you still want to be able to hear the group, but you don't want them getting anything from you. In order to do that, it's a 2-second hold on the volume down button. The microphone is now dead, nothing's being transmitted. To turn it back on, same thing. And we're back. Finally, there's one voice command that I like to use pretty often to check the battery. Hey Cardo, battery status.
Battery status. Full.
All right. And finally, we can pull open your phone's voice assistant, whether it's an Android or iOS, by doing a 2-second hold of the media button. Doing the same thing would make it go away. Or we can, of course, make use of natural voice operation. If this was an Android, I would just say, OK, Google. However, in this case, hey, Siri. And we got it. In most cases, your phone's voice assistant is the best way to make an outgoing phone call. But there's other things you can do directly from the headset. For example, if I were to be getting a phone call right now, I could ignore it by tapping the volume down button, or I could answer it by tapping the audio button. I could also just say directly into the microphone, either answer or ignore. Once you're on the call, you can end it by tapping the audio button or issuing the command, hey Cardo, end call. And if you'd like to redial your last number, it's 3 taps of the media button or simply say, hey Cardo, redial number.
Redial number.
You can also set up a speed dial number, and for that, we go to the app. In the phone section at the very top is our slot to put a speed dial, so we'll hit set. We'll look up the contact we want to put there, select them, and hit set. And that's now our saved speed dial number. Once we have that saved, I can either double tap the media button or simply say, hey Cardo, speed dial.
Speed dial.
One last thing with regard to phone calls, if you're using the unit's built-in intercom and you receive a phone call, then that phone call is just between you and the caller. But you do have the option, if you'd like to merge that phone call with the intercom. You do that by pressing and holding the volume up button for 2 seconds. Doing the exact same thing again would return the call to just you and the person on the phone. Now, when it comes to listening to music in the helmet, you can stream that from your phone or another connected device, or make use of the unit's built-in FM radio. I'll show you how to do both. Streaming music to the helmet, pretty straightforward, and we don't need the app open or even at all in order to make it happen. I just have it here so that you can kind of see what's going on inside the helmet. So to start the music, we tap the audio button. Tap that same button again to skip forward. Skip again. Tap the button in the rear to go back. And we tap the media button in the center to stop the music. Now, of course, we can do all of that using the voice commands alone as well. Hey Cardo, music on.
Music on.
Hey Cardo, next track. Hey Cardo, previous track. Hey Cardo, music off.
Music off.
Now, you also have the option to share your music with your passenger. In order to do that, you need to go over to the intercom page and make sure that the person you intend to share the music with is paired up with you on that Ride or A channel. That's the case here, so let's go back to the music page, and we can activate music share by doing a 2-second hold of the volume up button, by issuing the voice command, or, in this case, tapping this little button.
Sharing music.
If you plan to make use of the unit's built-in FM radio, then getting it set up in the app is probably the easiest way to go about doing that. I have the FM page open now, and you can see our 6 presets. if I press and hold on one of those, it will load whatever station I'm currently on into that preset. I'm going to go ahead and do that again on another one. And then if I press and hold again, I have this little option to edit the preset. I can put that onto whatever I want it to be. Hit done. And that's now the new preset. Now, once you load all these up, or just two of them, no big deal. Don't forget to hit save in the top right corner. Also in the top right corner, these three little dots, if we tap that, we have the option to edit presets, auto-tune presets, which I'll talk about here in a minute, and reset all presets. Then to turn on the FM radio from the headset itself, instead of doing a single tap like we did for music streaming, it's a double tap of the audio button.
106.
You tap that button again to skip to your next preset.
87.5.
We'll do the button in the rear to go to our previous preset.
106.
And then just like music streaming, we'll tap the media button to stop the music. Now with regard to auto tuning, you can do that from the headset itself while the FM radio is on by tapping the audio button 3 times. And what that does is it just grabs the 6 strongest stations wherever you are and loads them into your presets. Super helpful when you just have no idea. To show you these with the voice commands, hey Cardo, radio on.
Radio on. 106.
Hey Cardo, next station.
87.5.
Hey Cardo, previous station.
106.
Hey Cardo, radio off.
Radio off.
And lastly, if I wanted to switch sources between music streaming and the built-in FM radio, I can do that as well by doing a 2-second hold of the audio button. To show you that, let's start some music. Single tap. Do 2 seconds on the audio button.
106.
That's the built-in FM radio. Do the same thing again. We're back to the music streaming. Now let's take a look at the intercom side of things. The HJC4X is a 4-way communication system, which means it enables up to 4 riders to hold a Bluetooth intercom conversation at a rider-to-rider range of up to 1.2 kilometers, or about 3/4 of a mile. Here's how to set it up. Okay, I have this phone paired with this HJC4X, and if I go to the intercom page, you're going to see 2 available channels for a Bluetooth intercom pairing. Now that could be to another HJC4X, like that one. It could be to another Cardo headset. It could be to another brand altogether. The good news on your end is that the pairing process and the intercom operation remains the same no matter what, so it doesn't matter. So let's say it's just these 2 people and we want to get them paired with each other. I've got the app open. I've got 2 open channels. So on A, I'm just going to start by hitting pair.
Rider A pairing.
And then to manually go into Rider A pairing on this one, you just press and hold the intercom button for about 5 seconds.
Rider A ready.
All right, that was fast. These 2 are paired up with each other and we're good. And if it's just these 2, you could start using the intercom by tapping Rider A. Okay, intercom is open. These 2 helmets are talking. You tap it again, and they're no longer talking with each other. Or you could start and stop the intercom. Either headset can do it by doing a 2-second hold of the intercom button. All right, they're talking. I opened it here, and I can close it on this one by doing a 2-second hold. Intercom is now closed. And of course, there's the voice commands to call intercom or end intercom as well. Now, to add a 3rd intercom, my Rider A channel is taken up with this helmet, but my Rider B channel is open. So let's go ahead and hit pair.
Rider B pairing.
And then I'll take a different Cardo unit, put it into its pairing mode for intercom. And we wait for them to pair up.
Rider B ready.
Perfect. And now we can see both Rider A and Rider B slots for this headset are taken, right? Rider A there, Rider B there. If you have the app open and available to you while riding, you can actually toggle between which ones you want to talk with. For example, just Rider B or just Rider A. Because when you go to activate the intercom via the buttons or the voice command, with a helmet like this, which is paired with 2 intercoms, it will reach out to both intercoms. So it'll open up both A and B for intercom. If we wanted to add a 4th rider to this group, I can't pair it directly to this one because its A and B are already taken, but we can pair it to that one because its A channel is taken here, but its B channel is open. So to manually put this into Rider B pairing, we're going to press and hold the intercom for about 5 seconds. And then tap it one more time. We'll see the LED go blue, and then we just go to our fourth intercom, put it into its intercom pairing mode. And we wait for those to pair up. We'll know that they do when we see the LEDs go to a solid. Okay, all four of these are paired up. Now, the best way to get them actually communicating and talking with each other, we're going to start here, do a 2-second hold of the intercom button. That'll open up the A and B channels like we talked about earlier. The app will come back to life once they close the intercom. And then on our fourth unit, we're just going to tap the intercom button one time. It's now joined the conversation. I can tell just by looking at them, they're all doing the double blue LED flash. All four are communicating, and we're good to go. And finally, if for some reason you just need to reset your unit, you can reboot it by pressing and holding the intercom and audio button together for about 10 seconds, or until you see the LED stop flashing, at which point just let go of the buttons, it'll power back up and you're good to go. Or you can reset the unit back to factory settings by pressing and holding all 3 buttons for about 5 seconds or until you see a purple LED. Doing so removes any Bluetooth and intercom pairings that you might have had. It will, however, keep the latest software version. And that's it. Don't forget to follow our channels and check out our website for more information. Thanks for watching. See you next time.